Right. So the last time we stopped at this slide, if I'm not wrong. Um, right. Um, so the last time we stopped at this slide, we had gone through what is ontology and epistemology and what is the basic, how you reach at knowledge. The very basic. Hopefully, you are able to see my screen. Mm, So we had seen what is epistemology and we had seen what is ontology. What is a paradigm basically? So ontology plus epistemology is equal to paradigm, right? Uh, yeah, so this is where we start. So what makes Indian psychology different, right, from other types of existing fields in psychology? So here, the focus is basically the individual itself and not just the problem, which is what is mostly focused in other schools, right? So here the individual is what is important. So individual within a psycho-socio-spiritual framework. So this spiritual word is important here because you'll see that in all the other existing fields and themes in psychology, this particular theme is not explored, and that is very unique to Indian psychology. All right. So, Indian psychology has its roots in diverse spiritual traditions of knowledge uh, in various texts. Okay, so but the base text that we consider is the scriptures, starting from the Vedas. All right. Now, it contains uh, practices, artifacts, meanings embodied in various forms shared by the people of India from ancient times. That is to say that we follow a particular tradition or culture. All right. And it has been continued over a long period of time. And this has been gone through for generations, like I said, and it has been experimented and seen whether it works out. And of course, the methods of experimentation is quite different from what it used to be and what it is now. We have more standardized per se and more, what to say, more focused. But the core thing remains the same. Um, right. So Indian psychology is holistic and inclusive within the framework of physical, psychological, social, and spiritual dimensions. Like I said, it considers an individual to be the center point and everything revolving around it, the physical, psychological, social, and spiritual dimensions are per se considered to diagnose the person or the client, right? So conceptually, the person is multidimensional and yet is unique and unified within this framework. So what is different is compared to other fields is that here the person is unique, right? So you consider everything around the person to be how do I say it? as in the person is important. We consider everything else as secondary, and we focus how the things are affecting the person, and vice versa, how the person also affects the situation or the condition, situation, people, society around them, and the focus is majorly on the individual. But when it comes to other this, we are mostly trying to, how can we change the situation or things like that. So here we, it's multidimensional, and it's unified to, the centrality is the person itself here, right? Now, being holistic and open to different possibilities, Indian psychology is open to phenomenon that may appear anomalous on surface or beyond the bounds of normal experience and action. That is to say that because there is a dimension of spirituality included here, mm, in other, if you were to speak to the Western psychologists, they might not really agree to the normative of this particular practice. So that's why it said it might be beyond the bounds of normal experience and action. But I think being Indians, we are very much rooted to it. And for you and me, it might not feel like, oh, it is, oh, what am I speaking about or what is she talking about, right? It might seem very normal to us, but then when we look at the perspective from a Westerner side, it looks quite distinctive to them. Now, the hard problems of consciousness or extraordinary phenomenon which appear to defy natural laws are challenges to address rather than reject or deny. Right? So the hard problems of, so like I said, consciousness here is a very different concept, not how we usually use the word consciousness. We'll see what that is further on. But uh, what we consider as the problem of the consciousness, that is the person per se. If you remember, I had said that here the consciousness is considered to be the person, right? So we use the word in terms interchangeably. So we consider the problem of the consciousness or the person to be an or extraordinary phenomenon which appear to defy the natural laws or challenges to address rather than reject or deny. So we just don't say that, okay, this is fine, this is not fine, or this problem is very mediocre, or what. We go through the whole process of acceptance here. IB tends to be more inclusive and less restrictive than other systems of psychology. Like I said, there are various dimensions included in this particular field. IB opens up the possibilities for personal transformation and for enhancing human potentialities within the personal psycho-spiritual framework. So we do not focus on the problem. Again, it is a person. So we believe that after whatever the complaint is of the client when they come to you, whatever that problem is, once it is solved, you don't really stop there. You try to explore the person's potential even further on to see where it can lead and how the person can flourish, right? In their lives and in their social life, in their personal, spiritual, or whatever. Now, IP provides useful models and workable alternatives to restrictive reductionist model. So it is going further than just stopping at the problem at hand. Just a minute. So, right. Now, there are different bases of how this can be explained. One of the bases is biological basis. So, neurophysiological studies are not irrelevant to Indian psychology because the mind's interconnectedness with the physical existence. So, just because I said that, we have our roots in our spiritual texts, and we go way beyond Western psychologists, and we do not reject the neurophysiological basis of why a certain condition appears or why a person goes through this, right? Because we believe that our mind is connected with a physical body. So from the point of view of Indian psychology, the physical is not just exclusive determinant of human behavior. It cannot be reduced to just physiology, chemistry, of the brain body. So you can't just say that this particular condition or situation that the person is going through is because of, this particular physical ailment itself. It can be multiple things, right? So our motives, attitudes, aptitudes, desires, wishes, longings, which are also sources of behavior, have roots beyond physiological factors. So why I am feeling particularly this way at this particular time is not just because of